Docxpresso is at the very bottom a cloud app that allows you to use Word templates for the collection and management of data. One may, of course, use Docxpresso to generate reports, contracts, or any type of documents out of your templates and the collected data, but that is just one of its many possible uses. At the end, everything is about data. The most basic user scenario is based on a Word template that is converted on a web page by Docxpresso and that can be shared with end users. The end users type the requested data, and after clicking the send button, the provided data is stored and a document is generated. Even though Docxpresso has been from the very beginning designed as a service, so it has been always possible to import and export data from external sources, it is not until version 4 that contact management has been introduced to simplify those tasks to our less technically skillful users. It is now very simple to preload data in templates out of the integrated contact database. But not only that, the information provided in any template can also be used to feed our contact database. Therefore, all data can be managed internally within the app. Although, of course, the interaction with external data services on real time is still possible, as well as the preloading of contact data from Excel spreadsheets. Let us illustrate all the process with an example. Here we have this document and we are going to generate a share link that will load some contact data. If we go here and we choose here a contact and we regenerate the link and we copy it and we go here to another tab and just copy and paste, like you see, this document has already integrated some of the data of the contact. So the question is, how is this done? How this contact data can be updated? How can be imported? How can be reused? So the rest of this screencast will be dedicated to go step by step so you can understand the whole process. You may already have noticed that there is a contacts menu entry, and if I go here to the contact list, well, in this case we just have one contact created, but if we click on it, we see that we have here some information, and in particular the information that has been loaded in the previous template. Okay, so basically here in this interface we have certain general contact information that includes the name of the contact, an email, an identifier that is an important concept that we will talk about later, some reference, okay, this is just additional data, a link to the documents associated to this identifier, so this is a shortcut to just browse all documents that are somehow associated to this contact. You have here some permissions, so you can grant permissions to access to this contact data just to certain groups of users. Okay, so we will not worry about this now, but it's basically the same permission system that we have already for templates. Okay, and the data is here in the second column, and we have here some custom fields that we will pass to define in a little while. And well, this is the information that has been loaded, and we have what we call general data. Let us have a closer look to these custom fields. Okay, if we click here, we'll see that we have defined, as we saw before, 3 different custom fields. We can create more. And basically, these fields, they have a code that should coincide with the variable used in the templates, so it can be recognized and replaced by the associated value. Okay, and has some additional information like a name that says a human readable name and its type that could be just text or a set of options. The main goal of these custom fields is that they contain important information about that particular contact, and also they help for the importation of data from an Excel spreadsheet. For example, we just go here to contact list and we just go to import contacts. Okay, we can download a sample CSV file. If you provide in each row the general data about the contact, but as you see also these variable names, those will be automatically loaded into the contact list. They can not only be inserted, but also can be updated, meaning that if at a certain point you have an additional field that you want to populate in your contact list, you can also do so via an Excel file. Let us now see how we can go the other way around. That is, how we can populate contact data from data that has been provided by the end user via a template. First of all, we have to understand the concept of an identifier field. Okay, so we go here to edit. We may see here in custom settings that this template has already associated an identifier field that is somehow a unique field that is going to give us or provide us a value that will later help us to identify which user filled that particular document. In this case, we have chosen the VAT number, but of course, we could have chosen any of the other available fields in this template. Okay, so let's save changes and do a preview. Okay, let's fill this, and I'm going to just put here some random company, and the address is going to be my street 24, and let's say VAT number is equal to QAW1234, whatever. And let me hit the send button, choose a PDF. This is not important for this particular example, of course. And we have just generated a document. We are working in the back office, of course, but this will be populated even if we are just sending this link by email or including it in our website or whatever. Like you see here, this is the usage that has just been created where the identifier is this one. Okay, so if we go here to the data associated to this usage, we see that in principle here there is an identifier of that usage, and like the system has recognized that there is no contact associated with this identifier, invite us to create this contact. So if we go here, we just click on create contact. We are invited to introduce some general data to help identify the contact. So let's put here new contact, email, let's say company.com, a reference that is just some additional data. Let's choose it to be an organization and insert here a short description. If we hit the save contact button, well, like you can see, the contact has been created and we're invited to import into that contact the data that was in the template. So let's say that we are going to import all data, and like you see, the contact is created and the data has been added. But let us see what happens if the user is editing a template that loads a VAT number that is already associated to a contact. And imagine that we want to change the company name and write here something like LTD, whatever. And also the phone number. If we just hit the send button and we go to this usage, we see that the system has identified that this document is associated to an existing contact. So offers us the possibility to export the provided data in that document into that contact. So we click this button, and like you see, the system tells us that the current value of the company name is this and has changed to this one. So we can say, yes, I want to import or not this field. And also with the phone here, okay, and say import selected data. And as you see, already the data has changed. And here, the phone also. We could, of course, also edit directly the data from this interface in case we need it or we want to, okay, and just click the Save Custom Data. So we have learned how to create contacts, preload contact data into a document, update contact data from document data, and edit directly contact data in the Docxpresso interface. So we have covered in this screencast the basic principles of Docxpresso Contact Management, and we hope that you have found it useful. Thanks for your attention.